Hi guys, welcome back to the Backheel podcast. I am joined again by Dip and Kev. I've lost Phil, you'll be glad to... No, I haven't. Phil's here. I've done it again. I've lost Pete. That's the good news. Pete's not here. It's great. Good times. Boys, England. They played. We won.
Welcome back, Phil.
No, welcome back. Why you back?
What do you think this is? Pleasantries?
Yeah.
I wasn't here for the last one.
Phil, what was the answer as to why you weren't here last week? We had
Whatever
rumours.
you want it to be.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you want it to be.
Okay. But England played.
Certainly did.
They did.
Did we actually win? We actually
We
did.
did.
I'm currently watching the Wales game and I'm thinking, bloody hell, boys, we might actually top this group.
Surprisingly, we played very, very well.
Well, I thought so. It was a bit weird. I said to my lad this morning, I was like, there's no way we're going to get a result here. We might get a draw. Iran have actually got a decent-ish team. They've got a good few players. I was thinking, the Heat will play into it. All right, there was no real heat from what they said. Right, it was quite cool because they said it was cool in the Dutch Senegal game as well.
27 degrees, he said it was, which isn't massively hot.
No,
Once you've acclimatised, it's
yeah. So we didn't have that to come into account. There was nothing. And Iran looked like pretty bloody useless apart from
considering they're 20th in the world. Yeah, they're 20th in the world.
Yeah, see, I don't. Do you buy into this? Let me talk about this. We don't talk about it because have you ever seen the point of a FIFA ranking?
No, because it's based on rubbish.
Because do you play this? Obviously, you have to play the teams that are in front of you, of course. But didn't they say that today was Senegal? Senegal, the first time Senegal have played a European team, was the first time today since the opener of the World Cup in 2018. That's the first time Senegal have played a European team.
Jeez, I mean, COVID happened, but
if it's talking a FIFA ranking, it's based on who you're playing. And if you're winning all your games, that's fair enough. But you're bound to beat teams that are lower standard.
Yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? Like, if you look at the teams that... I think someone put a post in CGH earlier about the teams that Iran have played against.
Oh, yeah, Pete did. It was Pete, but he don't want to be here tonight because he sucks.
Beat Uruguay, didn't they?
They played
Uruguay, their standout performances there. Beating...
So, right, they beat Bosnia.
Uruguay.
They beat Bosnia in a friendly to start off with, to be fair.
Yeah, in 2020.
And then beat Syria, beat Hong Kong, beat Bahrain, beat Cambodia 10-0. Only just beat Iraq, only just beat Syria. And America have scored. Timothy Weah has just scored for USA. Wow. Live during the podcast. I didn't see a goal, but they're celebrating. They beat Iraq, UAE. That was quite a good run for them. Drew to Korea. Beat Lebanon, this is it. They're winning every game, but they're all Asian teams, mind you. Oh no, they lost. They lost to South Korea.
They don't concede many.
No, they
I know you can only play the teams that are in front of you. Do you know what I mean? But they don't concede a lot of goals.
No, not really.
Yeah. Only conceded 2 against Algeria.
Yeah, and I was expecting a lot tighter game today than it turned out to be.
Yeah,
6-2.
It wasn't a typical World Cup game, was it?
No, we were so dominant. Like, it just, I think. He did everything I expected him not to do, Southgate.
Hang on. There were some things that we expected.
Yeah, there was some things expected, but like the change of formation, didn't expect that.
No.
Didn't expect Sterling and Saka to start.
No, I didn't actually.
I thought it'd have been one or the other.
But
they were just really good.
Yeah.
Bellingham was great.
Bellingham he's on another level.
Yeah.
Different gravy of players.
Guaranteed next game they'll be absolutely shit and probably lose 3-0, but
yeah.
Typical England. I tell you what, that Harry Maguire looks good. Somebody might come in for him in the summer.
Yeah, I don't know where they've got him from.
No.
Someone's bound to pay at least 79 million for it.
Probably us again.
Going back to the actual the game itself,
Got to make a laugh.
England had 78% possession. By the way, I thought I saw that as a stat. I've just checked it. It was 78% possession.
Well, it didn't help them taking their own goalkeeper out, though.
Right,
That
shall we talk about that?
Should we?
'Cause that-
Yeah, let's start on
is, that is on the list. Where do you boys stand on that whole incident?
He should have been dragged off the pitch and replaced as quick as possible.
Yeah, when an incident happens like that, I think both medical teams. I think FIFA should have their own medical team at every game.
Which I believe they do, but they said they had one from the stands and they can watch it on video. Well, I'm like,
yeah, and I think
why are
they
not
should
there?
be at they should be at pitch side watching on video and watching live. If an injury occurs where it's that bad, they should intervene and say, right, we'll look, and then we can say, right, we'll get used to come in.
Yeah, I'd argue I'd go one step further though, and as it's the World Cup, and you know everything's quite close, all the stadiums are close by. Why are we not just having officials on the pitch? So that they go on with the physios, make sure that nothing's untoward, make sure that they're treating their players with the right kit, no one's trying to sneak anything on.
Yeah, I kind of agreed with what Jermaine Jonas said in the commentary, though. Why don't they have a temporary substitute for stuff like that?
Yeah.
So then you haven't got 14 minutes added time. Then they could have just made the substitute. They could have checked him on pitch side, see if he was all right, and then especially for a specialist position like a goalkeeper, considering if you play in, I don't know, League Two, both your goalkeepers get injured, you can sign someone on loan to cover you for that game, and then they go straight back again. So having someone who can do that temporarily, they've got 4 keepers. They could have brought one on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Said if he was all right, and then officially made the substitution if he wasn't all right after 10 minutes.
That would work fine for me for goalkeepers, but I don't think you could have temps.
No, you couldn't do it. No, you couldn't do it for an outfield player. But
changing it, trying to gain an advantage for 10 minutes, letting them that'd be like us, be like, right, Harry Kane's got a bit of a head injury. Can we take him off for 10 minutes? We can have a little breather. We'll stick on like Callum Wilson for in 10 minutes so he can have a run out, and then Kane will come back on once he's had a little breather.
Yeah, it only worked for keepers, I think. But
yeah,
something needs to change with that concussion protocol because it's taking too long for him to decide now.
That for me today was cut and dried within 2-3 minutes that he was not going to be able to continue. There should have been no argument. There should have been they had him down in the recovery position for a long time, yet there still was they were letting him get up and carry on.
Someone said they were pretty sure they seen him someone on the Sunderland forum, that man, they said they're pretty sure they saw him be like roll over and be sick as well, which is immediate concussion, isn't it?
Yeah. That's baffling. Phil, have you got anything to add on it? Did you see that?
Yeah, no, because I didn't see it.
Oh, you were playing Fortnite, weren't you?
No, so I think I might have been talking to Link at the time, so I didn't see it. So sorry.
Oh, Philip. See, this is why you don't get welcomed back.
Oh.
But no, for real, like I am just absolutely baffled that he even carried on the fact that they said, let him on because he said he doesn't want to go off. No, what player is ever going to say they want to go off in a World Cup game, especially the first World Cup game, and probably going to be Iran's biggest game of the tournament? It just seems, I don't know, completely bloody backwards.
I mean, how old is he, that lad? That lad, he's 30. It's quite possibly the last World Cup he's going to play in as well.
Well, that keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's really not going to say he wants to come off then, is he?
No. But it
shouldn't have been his decision.
It shouldn't have been his decision. It shouldn't have been Iran's decision. Then the FIFA doctors took far too long to come on the pitch.
Yeah, I definitely think so. For me, at the same time, I don't know. Would it be too messy if like occasionally when something really bad happens and you get a really bad injury? Quite often in the Premier League, the other team will send on their physio as well.
Yeah,
to go and help deal with it. Like, is it a case of with those sort of things, could the other physio, other doctor, whatever, be set from the other team saying, "Ref, he's not fit to be playing on"? Is it a decision that the ref could be making? I don't know. And saying like
you could tell,
or the ref should be able to call in to the official, the FIFA official, to come have a proper look.
Yeah, you could. Like Kev said, you could tell within 2 or 3 minutes he wasn't well.
Yeah, and like we were saying that because I think they're saying they see it from with a camera in, but they are in the stadium themselves, so they could have gone and had a proper look, especially in 14 minutes to walk onto the pitch. It would have took half a minute, literally walk up to him and just gone, no, he's done.
Yeah.
I'm not so worried about the players getting, wanting themselves to carry on and wasting time. The time doesn't mean anything really.
No.
The last thing we want to see is a Mark Vivian Foe or a Christian Eriksen that he's stood around walking around, and next thing you know he's flat on his back and there's an ambulance on the pitch.
Yeah.
That for me, a head injury like that, especially when you see what happened to his nose, Jesus, it was obviously, smashed his nose up.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing he stood up, and then you could see he went dizzy.
Yeah.
And he lay straight. They lay him straight back down.
Yeah.
For me, that was it. The doctor should have gone over to the bench and gone, right, swap him, and got the stretcher out, got him off, got him some help.
There was another telling sign as well, which I think should always, they took his gloves off quite early on when he went down, and then they made him put them back, and then it was like their captain had come over to him and said, "Go on, you can carry on," because he was right in his ear,
which is ridiculous.
He was right in the physio's ear, which is mad. But yeah,
I need to see this.
Yeah, I would go back and watch it, mate. It was disgusting.
The impact is something else, Phil, and they kept on zooming in.
Yeah, it was sick.
Because what he done was a really good save. So
it was a cracking save.
The ball gets whipped in by Harry Kane, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Harry Kane dinks it in. It's going in. Sterling is there waiting to literally knock it in. He's maybe 3 yards out. And it's going to land on his head. And the keeper literally gets it with the slightest touch. And it just goes that sort of just away with Sterling running in. And it just runs past Sterling's head. But in the aftermath, as he's tipped it, he's ran straight into his defender. The defender's looking at where the ball's gone. He's then turned back a little bit. And the keeper's there.
Face planted.
Face planted into
face to face, yeah.
See, this is why no good comes to talking to Link.
Yeah, no good does come talking to Link.
Well, yeah, it was sickening. Just madness how long it took.
Shall we find? Well, I think should we go from one sickening thing to another? And it wasn't the fact that Harry Maguire started; it was the fact that Mason Mount got a place over Phil Foden. I have many theories about many things to do with Southgate's pickings, but I don't understand the Mason Mount want over Foden at all.
Me either.
It seems a really weird one because I'm almost certain we're going to go to a different formation, either in America are a lot more attacking than I think Iran. They're not going to sit back like Iran because they don't have the ability to defend. Like I say that they don't have the ability to defend, clearly nor do Iran.
Yeah.
But the Americans are a much more attacking side. They have been nothing in this game, to be fair, but attack. I dare say I wouldn't be surprised if we go to 5 at the back for the next game. I know that wouldn't surprise me. But I think Southgate had this, this is my theory, that Southgate had this. He's got these plans for each game, and everyone's going to play. I think we might even see nearly everyone play by the end of the group stage.
Yeah.
Which is why I think Callum Wilson got game time today, because I don't think he was in the game plan to play in either of the other games. But I don't understand why we didn't have Foden over Mount in the same position. Maguire made sense. He's big, and he dominated that game because of his size.
Yeah, he did.
He's not no one as good as no one's near as good as Dyer in the air as Maguire in the air. Like Dyer's nowhere near, Stones is nowhere near. So it makes sense against the Iranians, who are actually quite a big team themselves.
Yeah. It was just.
Why have we got Mason Mount?
I don't understand it. Like I was watching him and I was thinking, why is he sitting so deep? He's supposed to be an attacking midfielder, and he's 10, 15 yards behind Kane. And you're thinking, like, we're not gonna be able to use you on the ball there because we're using the wingers so much. You watch Bellingham, how he was going wide right, he was going wide left. Mount was just stood in that. There was a little square just behind Kane, 10, 15 yards behind him, and he literally stuck there the whole game. I don't get it.
I mean, the only thing I can think of it being is that Phil Foden's. You're going to want players of his caliber towards the back end of the tournament. So,
but we got to get that first.
We should expect. It's a group we should expect to get out of.
I don't want to go to like Stato mode, but I'm going to for this Mason Mount thing.
Go on,
So
start.
Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice both completed over 90 passes.
Right.
Mason Mount completed 33. He's an attacking midfielder.
He is in my opinion, where the position he's playing, he is the pivot point, isn't he? He is everything.
Everything needs to go. Everything should go
role.
through him. Yeah, and he completed 33 passes.
It's a weird one because now I've thought about it, that actually I thought maybe the fact that you said he doesn't leave that sort of maybe 10-yard box up and down the pitch. It's part of the plan, isn't it? Whereas if Foden was playing, would he have maybe gone lingering and
probably.
So what we've done is you have Kane and Mount in the middle, which means that there's got to be two players staying in the middle. The Iran players, there's two of them have to stay. So as soon as we go wide, we're overrunning them on the wings because they have to keep players in the middle with Mount. Whereas if we had Foden, maybe would Foden not stick to that? Maybe Southgate didn't have the belief in it. I don't know. This is what I don't really understand. I think Foden probably could do it. But maybe Southgate didn't have the belief that Foden would stick to that role.
Yeah.
And keep two players in the middle, which would then keep them having more defenders in the middle, which meant we could do the wings and the fullbacks.
Yeah, well, that kind of helped, didn't it? Because we're kind of playing a 2-4-1-3 sort of thing. It was a very strange formation because the two fullbacks were pushed up so high, which was giving Bellingham and Rice chance to get on the ball more because they were taking it off the fullbacks and coming inside and stuff. But it's just such an odd decision. I mean, I'll stick by him because we won the game. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, that's what I was going to say to him. Whatever his reason, we won 6-2. So
it's just a weird.
Not done, really.
Yeah, it's just a weird decision.
One thing I want to talk about quickly as well on that is that the 6-2 should have been maybe 7-1. We've come down.
Yeah, we probably should have had it.
We've come down to it again. That VAR is crap.
Yeah.
Why is this not fixed? Like,
it's what, 2 years old now?
More than that. Was it at the last World Cup?
Just about, I think. They just started using it, haven't they? I think so. It's like 4 years old. And it's still not working.
I don't get it because the Maguire one for me was a stonewall penalty. Phil,
where
did you start catching the game from, Phil, or did you not catch any of it?
I haven't really seen much of it.
Oh, Philip.
So I'm sorry.
But the Maguire one is a stone cold penalty. Like, there is no arguing. Like, the guy has rugby tackled him to the ground, not once looked at the ball. Whereas Stones has put his hand behind him. Probably quite clever and probably would have got away with it in most other games, and maybe it's a penalty. But it's really fucking soft in comparison to the Maguire one.
Usually when you hold someone like that, you've taken them to dinner first.
The Maguire one? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Is it a pity decision, do you think? Because they do get given.
Is it a what?
A pity decision. As a ref, kind of.
Pity. Maybe. But also at the same time, I think maybe it wasn't the ref in that situation. Potentially it's VAR. And where he's been called over, I feel like there's this pressure for refs to have to give a penalty, especially if they've not seen it. And
you very rarely, that's a good point.
It's not them overturning it. It's not the ref saying that I was wrong. The ref already sort of acknowledged I've not seen it. VAR has.
Yeah.
Who am I to tell them that they're wrong? And I feel like they're almost pressured into saying, because he's not seen it. He hasn't seen the pool. There's no way he could have done. He was on the opposite side of the box, like 10 men in front of him. There's no way he could see that pool from Stones. The linesman's on the other side of the pitch as well, so there's no way he can see it. He's not with the right back, he's with the left back. So it's not a case of it being him standing by his guns, it's just that he didn't see it.
Yeah.
So he kind of has to be peer pressured into it. Whereas is that the difference? Maybe he saw the Maguire one. And because that's the thing, does this come down to the whole talk of refs should be mic'd again, or at least maybe the conversations between VAR and the refs?
Yeah, so this was going to be my little input in it because I've not seen the game proper, but I don't see any harm in the VAR ref or the ref itself coming out at the end of the game and just discussing the decisions that's been made, so we get a better understanding of their thought processes and the rules that they have to follow to make those kind of decisions.
Yeah.
I just think it would be better. I like the talking points are good because we get to discuss them, but at the same time, you never get to know what they're thinking and the reasons why they've made the decisions.
Yeah, I
think it would be really interesting.
I'd rather sit here and say, okay, that's his reasoning. I kind of see it, but then here's my 10 reasons why I don't.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
It's the fact even would be good.
Why is that being given when the first one hasn't? And I have no reason as to why.
Even if the ref came out after the game and did a little interview and said, "This is why I gave it."
Yeah, but you'd be
just an explanation of why they've given it.
Yeah, but again,
and then at least we know then what to expect from VAR.
But my opinion of it should be that if it was mic'd anyway, between the refs and whoever's doing the VAR refs, if it's mic'd between them two and maybe quite a low area so it doesn't even catch too much of the players, if that's what they want to do to avoid any other problems and what the players are saying, then that could be easily done so it only picks up a very short radius.
Yeah.
But just having that communication as to why they're giving it might make such a big difference, because I found that. Yeah. Do you remember because it was on the football cast, I was talking about the Australian guy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
That was the difference. They were mic'd up in the Australian League from the ref and the VAR. And you could hear their conversation, and he's saying in his ear, right, the linesman's raised his, so the ball come over, and it's gone across, and it's flicked one of the opposition's heads, and then been knocked on. The linesman's put his flag up, thinking that it was the head of the team that played the ball, so it would have been an offside to the player that then received the ball. And they were talking about that in VAR, and you could hear the whole discussion is like, right, okay, VAR saying that. They were saying, it's hit the such and such head, which is the opposition to the player that kicked the ball. Therefore, it's no offside. The ref's gone, okay. And he spoke to his assistant and said, right, okay, this is why this is being given. And it was so much clearer. And I'm sure that's exactly how it is normally.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so much better as a fan being able to understand, right, okay, that makes sense what they're actually talking about and why things are being given. It's such a better process.
Yeah.
I think football is the only major sport that they don't do it on. They do it for rugby, they do it for cricket, they do it for snooker. Why not just do it for...
As a VAR for snooker nowadays? Hang on, what?
There's a conversation between the referees.
And the... and the people that be like, right, ball goes that way, yeah. With you.
Yeah, it's...
I was thinking there was the referee was going to the board, he was looking at the screen.
No.
Yeah, definite foul!
Honest to God. You spend too much time with Linky.
I definitely don't, mate. I'm still saying I spend the perfect amount with him. But, it's frustrating.
It is.
What do we think? I want to ask you. You go through on goal in the World Cup, on your debut at a World Cup. You're about to score, and you square it to your teammate. Would you have done the same as what Callum Wilson did?
Yes.
Would you have shot?
No, I don't.
No, I had a fucking shot. I had a fucking shot. 5-0 up at the time, or 5-1?
Yeah.
I had a fucking shot.
I would have shot for one reason.
Why?
And that it was Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
You're not a fan of...
I'd look up, see Jack there and go, fuck you.
I thought he played very well when he came on Grealish. I thought he did well.
I thought actually all the subs
did, yeah.
I just remember Eric Dyer came on.
But saying that though, Eric Dyer almost as many passes as Mason Mount in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's the difference though. So this is where This is where the stats go wrong. So Mount might have been receiving the ball, turning out, and then playing the ball forward, or it caught killer areas. Whereas Dyer will be taking the ball and passing it to Shaw. He'll be taking the ball and he'll be passing it to Stones. He'll be taking the ball and passing it to Pickford.
That's true.
Which adds up to his stats, and they bulk him. I've noticed it massively in the last few years with defence and goalkeepers. It's just
Luke Shaw had most touches today.
I think
Luke Shaw most touches.
Which again, if Dyer's had a lot of passes as well as he's come on, there's a lot there, mate. You know.
I think the key comparison is between Mount and Bellingham.
Yeah.
Very, very similar.
Yeah.
Similar sort of areas they should be playing in. You don't know what Southgate said to Mount. Probably saying him, just stay in that little pocket, don't move, and if you do, I'll drop you.
Which is now on reflection what I like, because obviously I thought about it like there's no way he should be starting him, but then as we started talking about it, I was like, no, because that makes sense. If he's in that middle, he has to keep the extra defenders in and the extra midfielders in. They can't go and support the wingers or the wide players to go and defend against the two England players coming from each side. That's the thing. There's 4 attacking on the wings, isn't there, for England in that formation?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, but even Kane was getting down the wings and attacking.
But
That's
again,
not
because
like him at all.
if we didn't have that chance of Mount staying central, because you get that spell in between where Kane goes wide and usually whoever he's gone wide for, the other one will drop into the centre. There's still that moment where there's no one in the middle, where they're sort of moving around and Mount stays there.
Well, this is kind of.
Is it almost like actually I've thought it, and I've got to the point I've actually understood Gareth Southgate, which is even more disgusting.
Yeah. Well, this is
he's staying central.
This is what Shearer was saying at half time when Sterling scored, or full time. When Sterling had scored, he said, like Gary Lineker said, he's not even looked up. And Shearer said he didn't need to. He's a striker who knows where the ball needs to go.
Yeah.
And that, for me, that was probably our best built-up goal, that one. Sterling's. A great ball by Kane, lovely finish.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Yeah.
Bukayo Saka was.
Oh, he was brilliant.
Unreal today.
Him and Bellingham were.
It was refreshing to see England wingers running at fullbacks, which they haven't done.
Rashford did the same when he came on.
Yeah. And they haven't done that for 2 or 3 years.
3 touches, Phil. 3 touches it took Rashford to score for England today.
It's a lovely finish.
How sickened are you?
Not really, mate. No,
not
really. I'm glad to see him do well.
But why, again, Maguire and Rashford doing it well in an England shirt.
To be fair, Rashford's had a good season for us, I think, so far.
He's had a better season than he has in past. I don't think he's nowhere near.
Yeah,
He's not.
I was
going to
say for you guys who've got regular people in the England squad, is it not frustrating when you see them playing well for England, but they dog shit week in, week out?
I've not had that issue as a Liverpool fan for a long time.
Yeah, they're usually, when they play for England, they're usually not as good as.
I think the only one that ever frustrated me the most was Pogba, and now that's gone, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
So we're talking more international than just England. Yeah. No, it's weird. They're usually way better for Liverpool than they are for the international team.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single one that's actually better for Shaqiri, maybe at one point, but even then, I like Shaqiri.
He was a big game player, though, wasn't he?
So,
he used to pop up every now and then.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Even against the smaller teams like Man United.
Christian Benteke.
As soon as he started talking, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Christian Benteke was probably the worst. He was good. He was good for Belgium. Terrible for us.
But he was the wrong type of player.
Yeah, of course he was. Same as Balotelli. Again, another player decent for Italy. Terrible for us.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, I think
he even played for Liverpool.
Yeah. So
I think if the United players for England start in the form and take it into the second part of the season for us, that's what I want to see.
Absolutely, mate. I say if you're going to be sat here in a month's time and just over a month's time, and Rashford's come back and he scored 2 on his return, like, you're not going to be moaning if Maguire's starting and he's had a good game alongside Martinez or something. You're not going to be upset. There's a good chance, to be fair, that Martinez won't be there when you get back, because there's a real possibility they might win this World Cup, and
possibly.
I think whoever wins it they're probably going to get time off, aren't they?
Yeah, they probably
as
get
they normally do.
They
usually give the finalists a couple of weeks off at club level. In the summer, I'd imagine they'll do that over Christmas as well.
Even for Maguire, if he's not getting games for United, this might put him in the shop window, and people think he's not as bad as maybe people were making out.
Yeah, maybe a move abroad, an Inter, Atletico, something like that. Might actually take a
probably do so good, to be fair, mate.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to ask one more question to finish out the England podcast, because obviously there was main talk today. Wales currently losing. 2 questions. Who do you think is going to... how do you think the group's going to finish? Not who's going to win the group. How do you think the group's going to finish?
Well, I had us down to not even get out of the group.
So did I, mate. So did I.
But I think it's cut and dry now. I think we'll probably beat Wales. Draw with America, maybe.
I think that's probably about Fair. Go on. Sorry, Kev.
I don't know. I think
Is this false
Wales
hope?
is always a tricky one.
Yeah,
Because
they always up their game against us, don't they?
it's a derby.
Yeah,
You could call it a derby.
that's definitely a
And
derby.
it's just one of those where they're so conversant with the players because they play with them week in, week out. It's, I don't know, if they catch us on a bad day, they could do us.
That's the thing, though, with the England versus Wales. It's a bit different because their squad's littered with a lot of Championship and League One players. I say littered like it's a bad thing, but
Littered. He says what's supporting a championship team.
yeah. But if not, like, obviously their best players are Bale and probably still Aaron Ramsey, innit? So
Yeah, I mean, they're on their day they were world class.
I don't even know who
players, to be
Aaron
fair.
Ramsey plays. I don't even know who Aaron
Nice.
Ramsey plays for now. All right, okay. So there you go.
So yeah,
Wow.
so what are you saying then, Dip? England top,
England top, USA second.
and then doesn't matter after that.
Nah.
Phil?
Wales in a row.
England top, Wales second.
Kev?
England, USA to go through.
Yeah, me too.
I think
England top,
USA.
USA.
I think we could potentially win all three.
Although Kiefer Moore's just coming on for Wales now, second half's just about to start. So by the time we finish recording all 3 videos, we might be changing our mind by the time we're on the third and final episode.
Yeah, let's see.
My phone's going mental. But please come and check out those videos that we're going to do over on CGH's channel and Phil's channel on It's Over the Line. We are doing a bit of a quiz today on a bit of both. And Phil, I've got a feeling yours is a bit World Cup based.
It is World Cup based, yeah.
As
All
is-
World Cup based questions.
As the CGH's one is as well. And it's not really a quiz, it's a guess that footballer. Or it's guess that footballer the quickest, because you'll get lots, but you're bound to have a brain fart or two, you know, is you look at a picture and you go, that's, yeah, he played for Serbia in 1946. I know him, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. But yes, please check out all the socials, links in the descriptions. Please leave a comments on anything that you thought happened today with England that you thought was quite good, because obviously this is coming out on the Tuesday. And yeah, please leave a like, share, subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.
See you later.
Yeah.